Okay, let's get the stream started by booting up Skyrim. There it goes. Now, has YouTube demuted itself? Come on. Oh, there's a delay. Did I actually click the stream button? Yes. No, it hasn't demuted itself. Perfect. And I'm really feeling cold for some reason, so... Blanket. Just tucking myself into a blanket, though. So if you hear weird noises, that's just because a fat girl's tucking into a very comfy blanket. Oh, that's better. That's better. Stream. Now, I did set it all up, but when it came down to it, I was playing a dual-wielding character, and I was getting consistently sick of Dual Sheath Redux's brokenness. You know, for example, I had an orcish dagger in my right hand, and an elven dagger in my left hand. And my sheaths were... On the left side, it was elven. On the right side, it was dwarven. When I had two elven daggers, it was the same, elven and dwarven. When I went to glass daggers, bloody hell, where am I? When I went to glass daggers, it became, and I'm not making this up, a glass dagger on the left side, and a elven war axe. Yes, war axe. And it was just, I was just getting sick of it, so what I did was, I completely uninstalled it, using the uninstall to stop all the scripts currently running in-game. Ooh, that's the exit of the Thieves Guild place. Where was I going? Yeah, restart wherever restart was. Yeah, he must be at Markov. Yep, Markov. But... Of course, because Dual Sheath Redux actually comes with an installer, but of course, if you install any mod with scripts, what you must do is go into a save game cleaner, and, you know, after making the... Because first order of business is use just your uninstaller in the mod if it has one, typically on the MCM menu. Then... It feels so slow, but only because I got a ring of speed. Is you go into the MCM menu, you use the uninstaller in there if it's got one. Then you save and exit Skyrim. Make sure you do this on every character you have. As long if they've used the mod, you've got to do it on that character. Otherwise, you're just opening yourself up for trouble. Then. Once you've done that, you boot the save up, without the mod loaded and save it again. You know, then once that's done, you go into the save game editor and you remove all remnants of any scripts from that mod. Dual Sheath Redux all handily had the word Dual Sheath in the title, therefore were really easy to purge. Some mods are not so easy to purge. If they don't have the architecture of some little code exclusive to the mod, then they can be a real pain in the arse to get rid of. So, there was that. Oh, I forgot my shuttling is like constantly on the bloody boundary of being completely overloaded. Go to Whiterun, sell shite. But once you've done that, it should be pretty much cleaned. And if it comes down to it, I swear I just saw a seam through that. I did. That's the wrong end piece for that wall. Whoever built this wall copied the wrong end piece, because that's not the right end piece. Carrying on. You may have to, depending on the mod, if enemies are doing if NPCs, be it enemies or allies or like NPCs or guards and shit, are doing weird shit, you might have to recycle actor them. It's how I had to get rid of the monster mod on my old main Skyrim save back long before Special Edition. Yeah, that save survived a lot. Thanks to the script cleaner. Yeah, the script cleaner helped save that save, because that save had some truly diabolical mods on it. The monster mod, for example, that was beyond awful. That thing was the buggiest, glitchiest mess I've ever seen. Not one part of it was done right. But, carrying on. Oh no. Just bandits. And I can't move because there's too much crabs. I need to dump something heavy. Forsworn armor's heavier than it looks. Okay. Oh, it's these, I know what it is, it's weapons. That's what's... Uninstalled everything. It took an age, as it does. But, and on the recommendation of my sister, who is mod mad, she has like 300 plus of them. But she suggested all geared up derivative, or all good for short, good spelled G-U-D. Which was everything Dual Sheath Redux does, plus more. And, crucially, it builds its own meshes. It doesn't require you to have someone else make the meshes for you, like Dual Sheath Redux and its spiritual successor, Ecotone Dual Sheath. Oh yeah, you might have also noticed this farm has a little bit more produce, so it doesn't look quite as pathetic. There's more cows. There's a few more plants. I put a little tiny ESL in that just made most of the farms a bit better. The Plagius farm over there, the Plagia farm, that I ignored because of the amount of Civil War crap going on in it, but didn't do chickens either. They're quite a performance hit for what they are. Moving on. But with a bit of setting up, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to set up, I got rid of all the crap from All Good I don't want, and just have it so it functions almost exactly the same as Dual Sheath Redux. But another benefit with All Good over Dual Sheath Redux and its spiritual successor Ecotone in Dual Sheath is, unlike them, it does not need a patch building every time you add a mod. What you do is the actual mod itself contains everything it needs, which is just so much better. What's she doing here? Send her home.
If you'll excuse me.
What is she doing here? I'm confused. No, the shops are going to shut. I might be able to get War Maidens if nothing else. But no, everything about All Good seems better. It's just a bit of a pain in the arse to set up if you don't want, like... Oh! I have an idea. Are the useless guards gonna... Yes, the guards are actually helping, so these guys must be hostile to everyone. Of course, the guards are pretty hopeless, but... I am going to be incapable of movement now! But it's 7 o'clock, so I can go... crawl into the shop and settle this shit. Come on...
You've been looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
His weapons weigh a ton. Not even worth anything. I pick ancient Nord shit up. But it just took forever to set up. It took like 5 minutes per character, which is more than it should because the menu, for some reason, it defaults all the miscellanea crap on, which I don't want any of. So not only does it do that, but it also, in addition to defaulting all the miscellanea to on, it doesn't default NPC weapons to on.
I trust you aren't considering any thievery.
Sorry, I'm getting like a horrible flashbacks. Because one of the things I did when I updated it was for, okay, time to update Skissy. That lasted a grand total of less than a minute in playtime. And I'll explain why. The strange part is, despite the fact that Jade Container is the thing that All Good needs to work, and ironically Eco Chain Dual Sheath, so it was kind of have to have it anyway, was for the newest version of Skissy. As is All Good. All Good was only made in late 2019. It was quite a new thing. The irony of the thing is, they both work on the old version of Skissy. I'm still running on like 0.37 or something. I'm still running... Oh, you can see it down there. Yeah, they were built for Skissy version 2.0.17. I'm running on 2.0.7. And I have had no issues whatsoever. On the other hand, when I had the 2.20.17 of Skissy, I had a rather serious issue in that I have that I know of. I have a few Skissy mods which don't have an MCM menu attached to them.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think I'm eager to try.
Yeah, get to your position. But this one worked. 2 did not. 1 being the one that sticks it on system, which it defaults to quest, which is actually really irritating. And the other was one I cannot live without. Quick Loot. It broke Quick Loot. And while Quick Loot is back on the Nexus and does seem to actually be supported this time, it isn't supported quickly. So I'm running the older version of Skissy still. Yes, I am a dinosaur. And proud.
Got some good looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
Sell the weapons, because they weigh tons. It lends its... So I had not much fun with that. Which is why to be honest, is why I never actually update Skissy. It's because it never goes well. It always goes wrong. It's always one of those things that ends in a disaster. Because for some reason, Skissy decided it's going to put version checking in, because they're super anal about what updates is. Even though the Skyrim EXE does not actually change other than the version number. Literally, on the menu, the only thing that changes this bit is 1.5 point whatever. That's the only bit that changes. Skissy is super anal about what version it runs on. It only needs to be anal about 1.5, because that's how Bethesda does major updates. But it doesn't. It's super anal, and it doesn't... And the only other mod that I know that is as anal as Skissy is Race Menu. That has to be version specific. Again, for no reason. The actual ESP does not change in the slightest. The scripts don't change. But basically, Skissy's decided to enforce its analness on everyone. So, of course, any mods, like, sort of more ported, I think it's to stop the ports. Where am I going? I've lost all motion. So, Skissy caused no end of issues. You know, in a typical Skissy fashion. Makes me glad that I have very few mods for Fallout 4 that rely on the script extender.
Take a look.
And strange thing is, like, a direct port from 32-bit Skyrim, a mod I do not use on stream, works fine. Because it was like MCM'd. So, why they insisted on putting some stupid thing in it, and God, merchants don't respawn quickly enough. I miss Oblivion.
Yes.
That's one thing I really do hope Sky Oblivion brings back. Because it is one of those things that I do miss. It's merchants that actually, can't run out of money.
What do you need, my friend? Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Because in Skyrim, once that's out of their paltry amount of money, and I've got it massively increased. And they're just running out of money. Why is paralysis such an expensive enchantment? I really don't get why. But no, Skissy's updates always cause me a great deal of grief because they break more than they break just everything. There's a reason I don't.
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
And there's very much a reason why I don't update. There's always been a good reason why I don't update. And there it is. It breaks shit that I've come to rely on. I cannot live without quick loot. Had Fallout 4 not introduced it, I would happily live without it. But it's one of those things that once I've realised that it exists, and it's just better, it's one of those things I just can't live without. Why do I have so many clothes? Ew.
You come back.
Okay, and Faringo and Yorland if he's bothered setting up shop yet.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Oh, she's very empty. I don't like it when she's empty.
An ingredient?
Buy her all her ingredients, because that at least gives her a little more money. So much shite.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
So much shite. Thing is, if you sell it as pretty much as soon as you get it, you never get into this problem where you have too much shit. Because my little dual wielder I was playing with that made me get rid of Dual Sheath Redux in the first place because it really highlighted how broken it was, is a thief that steals pretty much everything. And she has never really gone above 2,000 weight, because I've clearly never let it get to that point. But there's also a case that she's not collecting from the museum. She exists. It's what I call a limited quest character, where I only do certain quests with her. I've got another one that's only doing Dawn Guard. I just, instead of being like a do-everything character, which is a bit overwhelming, I've just got them set up to just do like a specific set of quest lines. It just makes life easier. But she steals like everything and never has an issue with weight. So I don't know if it's become collecting for the museum or what, but something always gets to the point of being like ridiculously heavy. And everything just gets to this point where I can't carry anything because you end up just building up to like a critical mass. Like I've only lost 1,500. That's as much as that Khajiit can carry. That's as much as like I've ever seen her carry, and yet that's all I've managed to shift.
Hold! Now test!
Got a lot of steel to shape. Gods be praised.
Yeah. Just shut up and take my shit. Again, the Khajiit's also a low level where she isn't like getting like tons of gems and necklaces and all that crap. Because this stuff just is like just clears out vendor inventories. I mean, if you want to clear out vendor inventories, sell jewelry and gems. To the point where I'm pretty sure that some of this stuff is like, it's so expensive that you can't actually sell it for full price anywhere in Skyrim because no one actually has enough money vanilla. For example, that silver necklace is pushing the price of it. Enchanted shit's going to always push the price. One thing I did note though on that Khajiit is level 33, I think it was at the time, did find of all things, Dragonplate gauntlets, which is a surprisingly rare find at that level. Gourds are expensive. This builds up to critical mass as well, all the crafting materials. And some things just build up to a critical mass. That's Whiterun cleared out. Where is... I think I guarantee that if I take a cut, yeah, he's on his way. Resard has money as well, so I can shift a bit of crap to him. But you do start getting like tons of shit that's actually really, really expensive later on. It's like, it just clears out vendor inventories. As a result, you never end up shifting any of it, which means that you end up with way too much of the crap. And cleaning. You just end up with mountains of the crap, which do build up to a critical mass. You can't get rid of them. It isn't Oblivion. You know, unless you're giving them away. Also, why haven't you gone home?
Friends like you are hard to find.
Ooh, which random encounter is that? Oh, I also figured out where a bloody noble on a horse was coming from. Turns out it was immersive creatures doing it. Nah, it's Farmer with his cow. And it was like, for some reason it took... In fact, we saw it like 3 times last stream. It says it was just, for some reason, takes like massive priority for some reason. I don't know why, but what I've done is, instead of getting rid of it entirely like I did with the vanilla noble on a horse, is I've put a... Turns out there's actually a lockout you can put on them. So I put a 7-day lockout on it, so it'll never bug me again. You know, so it will be there, it just won't be like every time. Oh, giant cow. So the problem with Noble on Horse is, like, Immersive Creatures actually has quite a few new random encounters, but the only road ones you ever end up seeing is Noble on a Horse, because Noble on a Horse is just ridiculously prominent, and I don't know why. I think it's because it's near the top of the list, which means it gets picked randomly most often. What the f... That's a bit of a... It looks like it's Brigands versus Troll, but a Skelly Mage got involved with a Frost Atronak. And some Skelly Mages. Oh god, it's that thing draining my health like crazy. And of course I miss. All that for some one bit of Spriggan sap. How much health do I even have? 657, so that's pretty potent. If you drain my health like that, that's pretty ridiculous. The question is, I can never remember which route Resard actually takes in and out. No, he doesn't take the Rorikstead route, he takes the lower route, so I need to actually bear left pretty quickly. Ooh, that's never a good sign. If you can't force a belch, chances are you're about to be sick. Never a good sign. Sorry, I'm just feeling a little off, for lack of a better word. I don't want to head up to Rorik's, I need to be on the other side of this little... No, I bet I've missed the route.
Nord's armor has lots of fur. This sometimes makes my ego nervous.
I love my Eagalaya.
Mike was soul trapped once. Not very pleasant. You should think about that.
That might be a reference to Morrowind, actually.
Some say Alduin is Akatosh. Some say Mike is a liar. Don't you believe either of those things?
Mike always tells the truth. He just breaks the fourth wall. I think the soul trapping one is a reference to Morrowind, where he wasn't essential, and hence could be soul trapped. Or it could, because I'm not sure if Morrowind was the first one he appeared in, or if he appeared in one of like the DOS ones, like no one really remembers. Yeah, now I'm on the ridge rather than on the right side of the ridge. Ooh, a troll. Is it an elder troll? No, it's a young troll. And now it's a dead troll. Because they needed its fat. Yeah, but Mike always... His stuff always references past games and fourth wall breaking shit. Yeah, that's kind of his thing. You know you're in the reach when there's juniper berries everywhere. That's when you know you're in the reach. There's the strange white liquid in it.
The wind blew. Excellent. And now, please, accept this token of appreciation.
You cheap shit.
Take a look.
My only response is you cheap shit. Ooh, Provinces of Tamriel, I don't think I have that one. Oops, that's not one I want silk, I'm not sure if that's displayable. But food weighs a ton, it just builds up to weigh a ton. It's one of those things that you forget you have so much of it. It just sort of... It's one of those things that does build up. Same with shitty potions, they build up as well. Because each one weighs half a unit of weight. They're missing a member of their party, I'm sure there's a fourth one.
Blessings of the moon. You've already learned all I can teach you. Please come and browse on business.
I'm pretty sure... Fucking how close are we to Markarthian? Yeah, we'll go sell shit at Markarth then. I'll feel my nose, make sure I'm not bejuring. Every time I sneeze like that, I'm always a bit concerned. Strong shout, doesn't really matter though. Ooh, scuba dealer!
Greetings, sister. You look weary. Take a look.
You have money. Not much, but you have money. I'll buy your moon sugar though. I never said I wasn't a dealer.
Fight well.
Markarth. Which way is Markarth? Straight ahead. I always get a bit lost in the reach. Even there's a signpost right there. Ooh, King Moss. Let's go in that cave. You know you wanna. Goblin War. Oh, I know what this one is. It's Goldor Amulet. It's the Goldor one. Lots of streamers though, can't get wrong with that, can you? Ugh. Bear whale snake. Have the ivory claw, but hopefully that means if I accidentally display the emerald claw, I won't need it again. Definitely a very good amount of shrooms there. Goblin War's still going on. Alduin, summon your fat ass in here. I also messed with her combat style, made her a bit more aggressive, hopefully. Whether combat style means anything, I don't know. Yeah, she's... Yeah, that's a hell of a Goblin War. Basically, I set a combat style to try and force her to attack more and less fly around being useless. Which, for some reason, is a dragon norm. Like, there she goes, hovering. Should shout like... Yep, shout like crazy. I love how these goblins don't seem to mind that this river's flowing really quite heavily. Oh, I never saw what was coming. Yeah, I think that combat style tweaks made her a little more effective. That was Durzog. What even killed it? I didn't hit it and it died. Not the Force. Why am I checking the Forsworn camp? They never have anything. Ooh, shield. That's not the best thing I've ever found in a Forsworn camp. A deheaded, de-legged skeever. Mmm, tasty. Ooh, bird's nest. Giant egg. Seriously, a rock warbler must be the size of a bloody ostrich with an egg like that. Dang, and the chickens produce eggs almost the same size as them, so... You think the chicken egg, instead of being like a singular egg, it would be like a little cluster of little eggs. But no, it's a singular egg. And it's kind of ridiculously huge. Mark off. First time I arrived there on PS3. Because yes, I originally did play Skyrim on the most broken platform for it ever. That's how I originally played Skyrim, and it's what made me get a gaming PC. But first time I went into Markov, I could not figure out my way out. I just got lost. Stupid to think of it, but I couldn't actually find my way out. I could never find the big door. I think I must have assumed that that door was just a house.
I've been looking for you.
Nope.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see. A letter. Not sure who.
Oh no.
I wouldn't say, just that he was a friend of mine. Looks like that's it.
Oh, not Delphine again. Letter from a friend. That makes no sense.
You should see that orc over in Understone.
Why was that?
Haven't forged.
Wonder what it's like.
Why was that line not voiced? That doesn't make any sense. Because male guards are default for Markov.
God like White Mane is in a better place now. Or is there any place better than
Oh, did you need something?
Don't try to see it for yourself. Come back when you need more meat.
My thing. Finally. Now get lost.
Are you looking for a gift for a friend? Take a look.
Never have enough lockpicks, ever. Because you don't get to keep the skeleton key in Skyrim. Being honest, the skeleton key is kind of a broken thing. You know, a lockpick that cannot fail. You know, especially with the auto attempt in Oblivion, it just became tragic because you just mashed the auto attempt button.
No, I'm not. Oh, by the divines, this store would find it. You aren't for hire, are you? Thank you. I have a sum of gold, trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Let's see, potions still.
Come back whenever you need something.
I can't say I've been in here very often. Like, ever, really. I think I've been in here like twice. Oh, modding news. I normally do this at the beginning of videos, but I was too busy talking about personal tales of woe from modding. Skyrim actually released a development update. Shocking, I know. They are actually working on shit. And it actually showed shit off, which is amazing that they've actually done shit. Although, it's been going 5 years officially. You know, it's been more than a simple port for 5 years. And there's still... They say they can see the end, but...
I was just comparing the
compared to... like Sky Oblivion, where I can legitimately see an end to that one, I cannot really see an end to Skyrim yet. Wait a second, I've just had a thought. Most merchantries
the selection scene, trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
have a golden object of some sort, except this one.
If you need anything else, just ask.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy some straw and glass.
I call them treasures.
And goot horns. Horns of goot. Not Lego goat, that's useless to me. Ooh. See, that's got a weight of 9, but I can't get rid of them because they're too valuable. Where did I pick up a bowl? I don't remember picking that up. See, they still have all this shit on display, but there's display purposes only. We won't actually sell any of it. No. Also, I get the distinct impression Markov's house logic is a bit broken. I think a lot of the interior spaces hog the same spot. I think the house logic of the place is just a bit broken. Oh, you're the Thieves Guild contact, aren't you? That's just forsworn conspiracy. Ah, Calsalmo. He's a merchant, I think. The thing is, like, no NPC actually dual wields.
Old dwarven city underneath the keep. Nishu on Zel. Best steer clear if you don't want to.
So it's actually kind of hard to say if it's work, you know, show it work. And of course I don't dual wield and everything. I have a big axe and a crossbow.
Don't let my uncle go on about
They look the same from a distance. When you can't see the face, they look the same in their stupid hoods. Of course he has all his own books and numerous copies of them. Of course he does. Fucking fake cars, at least they don't weigh anything, they just clog your inventory. Oh, I remember in Oblivion, cave bear pelts, if you had 10 of, you needed 10 of them if you got banished from the Fighters Guild. And you couldn't carry that. And you basically, if you carried that many, that was all you were carrying. It was actually a really cruel punishment. You know, sometimes the punishment was actually quite funnily cruel. Because bear pelts weighed a ridiculous amount in Oblivion. I think they weighed like 15 each or something ridiculous. Like, they weighed an absolutely extreme amount. The alchemy shop's around here, I think. I can never find that bloody alchemy shop when I'm looking for it. Here it is. You know, I always think it's where the Hall of the Dead is.
The hag's cured. Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
She's well stocked. Dang it, she actually sells what's on display. That makes a huge difference. I'm aware that these ingredients will add up to something, but... These fake cards. I've never once legitimately obtained a full set without resorting to the collector. Like, I'm not kidding, I've never actually obtained a full set of them without the collector. Yeah, I'm sure that's not helping my weight. Nor is any of this Dwemer detritus. I need some of it for the observatory, so I'm kind of keeping it because I know it's useful. So that's weighing 25. It's just the amount of crap you end up picking up. It's like the little shit adds up. So they've only lost 2,000.
Let me know if you need a cure or anything.
Well, she's sold most of what's on display. Except, ironically, the thing right in front of her face.
Cures won't.
It's funny, the one thing that's actually in front of her face is the one thing she's not selling. Ooh, Smithy's still open.
Blade? Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
God, fake card spam. Like, sets of those are just ridiculous. No, no wonder I've got 100 weight gold.
Let me know. God and that. Tacit in the Legion. The Imperial Smiths used to. You find a book called The Last. Thanks. Back to making weapons.
Yeah, looks like a local.
Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
Why is he carrying a letter of inheritance? That's a bit disturbing. Why is he carrying a letter of inheritance?
Let's see those storm cloaks try to.
Oh, now I'm curious.
Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
Now he's see me now. It's for me. Ew. Let's put that back. That's creepy. Why is he carrying around a duplicate of a letter I'm pretty sure I've already received? If, say, a Brotherhood contract, you know, he's got a Brotherhood contract, so of course I would have killed him ages ago.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
Yeah, let's go to Solitude, and I'm not going to take a walk through the Reach.
Traveling in. Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Fun fact, the carriages have an AI package to travel, like physically travel, in-game I believe, but it was never implemented because it was an unbelievably buggy mess. Although I think the one who actually got it working in the end was actually one of Bethesda's developers. You know, released this as a mod, although it's still a bit of a buggy mess. That's Alduin's fat ass, isn't it? You're a tragic example of a Dremora. He's a Skyrim Dremora. No point going in town until everyone's waken up, is there? Because at least then there's a chance he'll be awake and everything will be open.
See those warriors from Hammerfell?
But we've also got... Once we've sold the shit, unloaded some more tons of crap on people. There will be something else we have to do in the sewers of this place, and not the sewers that I created. I know innkeepers don't have much money, but they can take some of my crap off me.
I have no business with you.
Oh, I haven't done the Thieves Guild quest, got it.
Welcome to the winking. Take a look.
He's actually very rich in Keeper.
Remember the winking skeever next time your foot's sore.
Yeah, the bitch sisters.
Oh. Breeches, gowns, clothes for any occasion, really.
I like my amethysts. I like empty black soul gems because they're worth nothing to me.
Finally.
Thanks again for helping reopen the East Empire Company.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, yes? Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Pretty sure I've already bought a Jade Dragon, but yep, I'll buy some straw, some goat, a horn of goat, and some glass. How did I buy that? I thought I was selling it. Oh, I already have some carnelian.
Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
So much junk. So much junk. Yes, it's a surprisingly nice day when you get rid of the horrible overcast clouds.
Hello and welcome. What are you hunting? Never mind. I don't want to know. Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
Only when I've got crap to sell. So much crap to sell.
Lady God? Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Ugh, fake cards.
Return anytime you need.
Really? Only 2,500 gone? How much crap do I have?
Good to see you again. Just what you see here.
How much crap do I have? I mean, I know that Dwemer shit's gonna be weighing a ton, but still. Oh, these fake cards. He is one ridiculously rich food seller.
These are troubled times. Be on your guard out.
Good to see. See for yourself.
See, that's what I expect from a food seller, is about 1,500, because that's what I set it to. Give or take a little bit of extra on what they have in vanilla.
Come back when you figure out
Now here's a woman I'm glad to see. Everything I got on display.
That is one of the most ravaged faces in Skyrim. Without a doubt. That is one of the most ravaged faces in Skyrim. It always looks a bit diseased and almost Palpatine. Dragon scales. Way too many of these things.
Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be
Yep,
wandering
we're the dragon. We've heard rumors of death, and then we should soon be selling arrows by the bushel. A sword is no good against a dragon.
And ironically, neither is an arrow.
You're the one saved the fire festival. I remember.
Why is it trying to send me to the Bard's College? Basement.
Hello. Oh, hi. I'm glad I ran into you. I was wondering if...
Hello, ladies. Is there anything a big, strong man can do for you this fine
Divine
day?
smile on you. At last. The college treasury is a bit thin right now. But I can... You already know all that I know.
Harlots. Every one of them.
I get the feeling this place was meant to be more important than it is.
About a week away. I expect to hear your early rendition
All
tomorrow.
right.
Understand?
Let's try something a bit more.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion.
Youngest bard at the
drum.
Bard's College.
Lady
Lead our troops
ATS
to
is
victory.
damn fool. I should wring her neck. Labrina. That fool student of mine stole my flute and sold it to some necromancer. I just got a ransom note for it. Well, don't just stand there. Go get my... Apparently, Lorena told him some story about the flute being able to make the dead... It's just a flute. A really old... That's it! Wonderful! I knew I don't have any money to give you. But I can show you a few tricks I learned playing for the Winterhold Wizards.
You're new here, right? It makes me sad whenever I... Oh, sorry. My mom... Over a year ago, thieves broke into the... But they also stole Finn's loot. We just learned where the bandit... Finn was the bard who invented the 8-course. Until he found a way to string the extra course, the loot they stole is Finn's original 8-course loot. What? You did?
How do I even know the difference?
There is no way I can pay you what this loot is worth. But I can teach you a few tricks I learned
It's
over
an
the
honor.
years.
And why wouldn't I be? We seek the person who writes it.
Remember,
Anything.
it's your job to
I'm
do
so
glad you got back from Olaf's tomb okay.
Few can resist my charms. Even fewer are worthy of them.
See, I feel like there was meant to be more going on in here. It just feels like the Bard's College is like...
You were there for Rogvir's execution.
It's an unusually
Thank you.
prominent and populous part of Solitude, and yet it's also like... strangely deserted. Oh, old museum. I love you. And I've confirmed it, but... You know how YouTube is. It is free music, but... You know how YouTube is. It was copyright Nazis, even on things they don't own. They'll still flag it up because some greedy shit company will say, "Ooh, we own that," even though they don't. Because I checked, it actually is. It's a freeware song. It's one of the Kevin McLeod ones, which means, guess what? It's free. But of course, YouTube would still claim ownership. Some greedy corporation would claim, on behalf of someone else, would claim ownership of it. Because I've had it happen with TF2 music. And I specifically had to put in, like, that, direct them to Valve's webpage saying, yes, you can use anything from a Valve game in a Valve-themed video. And they actually did drop it, which was amazing. The fact that they still tried it anyway. But now YouTube's completely fucked small creators and can't actually give them money anymore. You know, because it was so hard to give them a few pennies. Like, once... You know... Because YouTube just does not want to give pennies to anyone.
Yes, I'm certain you can find the books you are looking for here. If they aren't on display, they are likely in one of the alphabetical cabinets on the second floor. If you can't find it, come to me. I may have it filed away in the book stacks downstairs.
Okay, I have never once heard that before. I've been playing with Legacy of the Dragonborn for several years now, and I have never... And stood in the library waiting for the sorts to do, and I have never once heard that line before. Ever. You always find something Skyrim. It wouldn't be the same if you never found anything new, would it? You can get that without doing the quest, I've found out. The location always exists, you can always go into it. It's not like the Thieves Guild or quest locations where you can't really go into them until you need to.
Good day. Oh yes, I have... I'll mark the location on your map. Let me know if you uncover anything.
Give Legacy a little moment to get caught up, because it's just got to find it. Solstheim, I know where that is. It's why I know where it is, it's pretty obvious actually. Of course we aren't going to Solstheim yet. Just going to dump my Seducer and Saint stuff. Oh. This is more full than I thought. Oh, it's one of the ones that doesn't... Mannequins are just... When the mannequins dictate it, the mannequins can just like throw a hissy fit and just refuse to accept a certain bit of art. Armor, they're just... You know, it's just the mannequins in a nutshell, they can be so fussy. I just realised I need to dump all these books. But no, mannequins are fussy fuckers that really don't like working at times. And once they cock up, nothing you can do can fix them either. Wait, treasure map. 25. And 1. 23. 20.
Good day.
3, 2, 6, East Empire. 8, 10, 7, 5, 1, 4. Versus plans. Yeah, there is one in here. Where it is, I have no idea, but there is one in here apparently. So it's not on this floor. Unless it's like treasure map for Nougat. Oh, it might be up there. No, so it's not on that floor, clearly. $24. I have a duplicate, apparently. Okie dokie. That sorts that mystery out. That explains that. That's crossbow plans. There's a spear of snow prints. Might as well put paragons in there, it's one less thing, isn't it? I've been to Soulstones, I can't possibly have them yet. I'm doing quite a lot of Dwemer runes by the looks of it. That's in the one in Markov. Don't know where that is. Don't know where that is. That's Thieves Guild. That's Dragonborn. Dragonborn again. Elixcon. That's Dragonborn. A Trainways item. Tournament Spear. That's a legacy quest. They're all legacy shit. Apparently some only appear in treasure maps. That's all. This is all archaeology stuff. So let's go have a blast from the past, shall we? Of course, we all need the music on for that. Wrong! Fuck! 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 Ugh! Why is that accessible? Or from the main menu? Like, why? Why is that accessible from the main menu? There is one thing you should never, ever do mid-game is mess with mods. And yet, for some reason, that's accessible. And yet, even what's odd is there's a general mod consensus that you do not ever uninstall mods mid-game through. That is just a bullshit claim. The only stuff that you should be concerned about, if it's not got scripts, it's not going to cause you any harm. You might have to recycle NPC a few actors, but other than that, it's not going to cause you any harm. You know, and that's only like enemy spawns where it's like, and only if it's like it reference posers. But you know, the Bethesda way seems to be messing around with them all you want. I mean, which for PS4 granted does like no point. Oh, Oblivion music. And proof that, like, music is not a sticking point on the Creation Club either. Also, fun fact, most of this stuff, including the harvestables, like this entire tile set you see, is actually vanilla. It's not Creation Club. The actual harvestables are, but the actual activators I'm using aren't. See, this is Creation Club, the Eltria. Or Itra, or however the hell you pronounce that. But the actual, like, tile set in this dungeon is vanilla. It's in the update file, it's in update.esm. Which is why you actually have to upgrade shit. But of course, it doesn't matter because, like, the EXE has not changed in the slightest, and I don't think it has. And since the Creation Club update, I don't think it has. Yeah, so this tile set, obviously not the Solitude pieces in here, but everything in the shop now is vanilla. Of course, these don't harvest anything if you don't have the mod. You know, if you don't have this Creation Club item, they don't harvest into anything, but they do exist. Obviously, this is vanilla cave tile set, obviously, but yeah, it's just a nice little detail that this is technically a vanilla tile set. strange choice, though. And it's very strangely implemented. To the point where the actual activator on the manhole won't actually activate if you haven't got the correct update.esm. It's actually a curious little note that it doesn't actually work. Probably to prevent you loading in. It's actually a clever safety mech. Listbug. Brilliant. So much harvest tools, so little time. Do. Oh, that's one I already harvested. See, this guy's a bit more interesting in his standard than your standard fight. He actually does non-standard shit even though he never speaks. Oh, stop blocking, you great turd of a beast. It's just not a little... The blocking is endless. I forgot how bad blocking in Special Edition was. Like, they just block for eternity. And this guy just spams. And he's teleportatoing again. At least this fight's a little more interesting than your standard boss fight where you just run in, whack them once and they're dead. God, this axe has no range. It actually has no range. It's terrible. And he's dead. No more teleportatoing. Narbark. Like raven feathers of all things. Heart of Order. Red kelp gas bladder, which is kind of repulsive. Scale on Fin. Assorted spell types to conjure shit. His journals dictating his madness. Madness helmet of recovery. And the ring of disrobing, which is actually a unique texture. It does, I think, quite exactly what it did in Oblivion. Strip you naked. And the butterfly in a jar is a very strange thing. Shave-shaped amber. Nutcase's journal 3. Read those on your own time. I better read his journals as well. Books. Forums, journal. I need to reformat these so they fit with everything Legacy did. If that's just a dud book, that's not even worth picking up. Behold, the actual sword of Jiggalag. That actually looks like the sword of Jiggalag. Unlike Legacy's, which doesn't. I know! Skeevers! Now back out the manhole, back into solitude. And back into the music of Skyrim. We're officially back in Skyrims now. A courier will approach me soon.
Hey, watch it! I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those werewolf tales are true.
What? Werewolf tales are true because you hear howling. Wolves howl. And wolves are pretty much everywhere in Skyrim. Again, these lazy, useless guards aren't exactly known for their intelligence. Oh, look. In fact, they're mocked for their lack of intelligence.
Everything's all right.
Kind of Nords in a nutshell, really. These Nords are kind of known for not being very bright. A bit thick sums up most Nords. I know it's cruel, but it's also the truth. Yeah, it's cruel but true. Ooh. Yeah, there's a question. Is that camp there yet? Or does it only spawn in after the courier comes to you?
Look!
Wrong shout.
One of the guards said he saw a mage appear out of thin.
Hold! Naka!
No, it looks like she's there.
Hold! Nakast!
Swim, 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 swim. Ooh, scallop shell. But you can't get it. Ooh, purple butterfly. Yes, they actually did put it into the Atronach Forge. However useless the Atronach Forge is. Quite why you would want these spell tomes, considering you can get them from the quest anyway. But then again, that kind of does. I know that's a Creation Club problem, but it also sums up the Atronach Forge in a nutshell. The Atronach Forge is universally awful. It's like everything you can do with it, you can often do easier somewhere else.
Be careful. Speak quickly. Indeed. I suppose thanks are in order. It would seem so.
And poof, she's gone. Yeah, so you don't need to wait for the courier then, because she sends you a note via courier saying, "Meet me under Solitude's Arch because I'm a weirdo." But no, it's... Is it pricey? Yes. Is it... The content... Is it better than every other Creation Club item? Yes. Apart from the auto start quest, which I just universally hate, but seems to be a universal problem. It wouldn't be so bad if there was just a level requirement on it. You are gonna... If you start that quest at level 1, as soon as you leave Helgen, probably level 2, because you probably gain a level inside Helgen. If you start that quest as soon as you can, as soon as you're done with Helgen, you are gonna have some serious issues with it. Speaking of serious issues, something's seriously wrong with that boat.
Look!
You're only...
Hold! Nakast!
Oh, can't harvest it. Get stuck in a rock, but can't harvest the plant. Yeah. Here's a question, where's the... Yeah, best some Dernavir's fat ass then. Some Dernavir.
I can feel my strength returning each time I am set free from that prison.
Yes, Strem. You're a rotting corpse.
Meaning to tear your enemy's soul from its living vessel.
Yay! Yeah, Soul Test sounds like one of those ones that would actually be useful. Except the vanilla is so weak that it really isn't. Like, in fact, that kind of sums up like all shouts. They're all, apart from like Unrelenting Force, they are all like really slow cooldown and really, really weak. Like, exceptionally weak. Like, they try and make out that shouts are powerful, but like the shouts are hilariously weak. Yeah. Yeah, Dernavir, your skeleton army kinda sucks. Like, really badly. They're kinda terrible. Unbelievably terrible. Just for reference, Dernavir is quite feeble. No, the only thing Dernavir can do that isn't feeble is bite. It's like the one place in Skyrim you'll find Chorus on the surface. Yeah, you don't like mud crabs, I get it. Uh-oh. It's a mud crab summoner. Blast from the past. Let's summon him. Yeah, we're having Oblivion-based fun, so why not? Also, if the Amber or Madness weapons can compare, I'm going to replace this terrible Battle Axe, because I'm sick of its no range. Oh, Morphall, you tragic waste of a town.
Hold! Now cast!
I've been looking for... Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Oops, wrong one. Oh, Morphall is definitely the most tragic example of a vanilla town. It has nothing.
Oh, do come in. I hope I have what
It has an alchemist's hut and that's it. That's all it has. That's all it has is an alchemy shop. It is a universally terrible town. Oh, and it has an inn because everywhere has an inn. In fact, towns that are supposed to be towns are nothing more than inns. It's kind of sad. Morphle is just tragic. It really is.
Nope. Sorry.
He still has that letter of inheritance on him. What are these?
It's not true what they say about you and the Dark Brotherhood, is it?
Oh, Morphle is tragic. It's so... Let's see what's actually in Morphle. So, we've got Thalion's house. So the Court Mage's house, who never actually does anything. The Alva, the Vampire. The Guard Barracks. The Jarl Hut. The Identikit Jarl Hut. The Identikit Inn. And the Thaumaturgist's Hut. And Fonier's house and the Lumber Mill house. And a burnt down house. That's it. That is the entirety of Morphle.
My cousin's out fighting dragons.
Also, Jarl Huts in generic towns were supposed to have one of the unused map marker icons. Like, they were supposed to be more than they were. Uh-oh. I swear I killed her. I did. I didn't think she respawned.
Nope. Sorry.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sword?
But like all these useless Jarl Huts were supposed to actually have a point. They just never did. Like, they just never actually got anything. It's like, I get the feeling that Sky, because of that 11/11/11 release date, I get the feeling quite a bit of Skyrim was cut. Like, instead of having like loads of little towns out in the wilderness, there's barely a... Oh, it's a Stormcloak Giant. That's a rare encounter I haven't found for a while. Why is this a bounty to kill Blue Stormcloak? I don't get why, when you side an Imperial, why Stormcloaks count as bounties when your standing orders from the Legion are to hunt the fuckers down. Much like when you're killing Legion when you've won for the Stormcloaks, it shouldn't be a crime because your standing orders are take them down. You find them, you kill them. Those are your standing orders. It just makes no sense. Then again, the whole Civil War is a massive and fantastic mess. Climbing the mountain. There is always a simple joy in climbing. That's just a normal dragon, I'm not concerned about that one. I think this mountain's pretty... what's the word? Sheer? I think would be a good word to describe. This dragon ran I find it hard to believe that that hunter killed a troll. Because trolls kind of murder NPCs because NPCs are stupid. Ow. That really hurts. Ow. Fine, you want to fight dirty? Fine, I'll summon my fat goddess. That's fighting dirty. My only problem is I can't tell them apart. Ooh, I know what. If I just get a clear vantage point, I can do magic. Because it costs nothing, so I can do it. It's as long as I got one. Where is it? Lightning storm. Turret. I don't think I've got the range. That's not something I want to be near. Because that kind of... This is kind of like turret mode, because you have to the setup to... Alduin's hit with the anti-dragon strike. The thing is, you can't do self-harm with this thing. Which one's Alduin's fat butt? I can't tell the difference. That's Alduin. She's bigger. That's it. So apparently if you have zero magicka, you can't actually... Ooh. Dragon Bite actually hurt. No. Been hit by the Alduin killer. That's gonna down it if nothing else. Yep, there it goes. Lightning storm. I don't know if I've got the range. Yeah, I think I have. This thing's got quite a For an actual beam, this has got quite a long range. She's down. She's down. With a little help from my friend. Let's get rid of Dremorel, because that's kind of boring. There we go, now go Golden Saint follower for a bit. So Broken Tower readout. I'm not going to the Reach for a bit. But it wants me to go to the Reach. Ew. Ew. Word is, fuck it, we'll make that decision tomorrow. In a fortnight. So I don't like leaving summons on while I'm... Just listen. They only have the zombie moans. Guess they don't like being summoned. Anyway, that is the end of the stream. Thank you for watching, if anyone actually did. Donation links in the description as per usual, as is a list of all past live streams. Don't forget to hit that like button, it helps with YouTube's terrible metric system. Good! That's taking too long. 5, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cease.